don't know how he ended up in our class.
Coached out of Boise.
Is that what it was? All I can say is he's a class act.
He's our class act.
All right, we're happy to have them. And Ed has performed for us a number of times. You might say he's grown over the years. Probably one or two that didn't come back after the first communion. I hope they're here tonight. Anyway, we're happy. Ed lives in Denver, and I gotta quit saying that. I tell people to refer to the book and look at their obituary. That's not what that is. Anyway, we're happy to have Ed here tonight. He always gives us a lot of good encouragement, fun, excitement, and it's great to have homegrown talent. Edd Nichols.
Man, I make myself hot. All right. Boy, this is fun, isn't it? How many people are already having more fun than they thought possible? You people in the back are starting to irritate me. Well, give me a second here, because how am I going to follow those 5 really young, good-looking gals? How's that? Man, oh man. This is, see, you can't do the same glasses for everything when you get to this age. So now I can't see any of you, but I'll be able to see what I've written. Oh man, all right. Okay. Here's my question for you. Here's my question for you. What the hell happened? What happened in the last 50 years? I don't know about you, but when I was getting ready for this, starting, geez, I don't know, several months ago, see if this didn't happen to you, I kept saying to myself, gee, I can't believe I'm going to my 50-year high school reunion. Yes. Expecting that if I just kept saying that over and over, that somehow it just wouldn't be true. That suddenly I would go, oh, wait a minute, it's only my 30-year reunion. Anybody else have that experience? Just yesterday, I'm thinking I'm putting on my orange pep band sweater as we prepared to do battle once again with Bonneville High. Today, I'm putting on my rust-colored bathrobe and doing battle with Medicare over my joint replacements. Just yesterday, Paul Ahlstrom was getting ready to take over the challenge of being our student body president. Today, he can barely figure out how to work his cell phone. Yesterday, Bill Berland had dreams of being a famous trial lawyer. Today, he hopes he can remember to ask for the senior discount at Denny's. People in the back are really starting to irritate me. No one's laughing back there. Now, speaking of 50 years passing, you're getting a DVD, and I understand that they've shown some of them already, where it's a picture of a high school picture and then a current picture. For some of you, that contrast is going to be a little alarming, and it's going to be like looking at an eager beagle puppy versus a sagging basset hound. it's going to be like looking at a Snoopy dance versus droopy pants. Or maybe a dewy rosebud versus a mossy tree stump. Some of the guys know what I'm talking about there. Now, 50 years ago, I was reminded as I was thinking about that, you know, we were in high school. It's a tough time, you know, we're growing up, we're almost adults, but not quite. So there were happy times and sad times. I know one of the sad times for me was when Mr. Turley, my geometry teacher, anybody else have Mr. Turley for geometry? Told our class that parallel lines will never meet. Now, a happy time, on the other hand, was... Geez, that's so dumb. A happy time, on the other hand, was when he told us a polygon was not a dead parrot. Now, boy, you guys are suckers. Stephanie, we need to just write some more of that crap. Now, other times were happy for some, sad for others. Like when we found out that our senior class president was going to be Ferris Taub. Okay, some of these are just for me. Now, you know, if Ferris was here, he'd bless that. Okay. And some of you are going, what do you mean by that? What do you mean by that? What do you mean by that? Here's a takeaway thought. We are now too old to die young. Now I got to share this with you because this is one of the highlights. As you know, I started coming, well, some of you know, others of you don't. Pat Miller doesn't because she hasn't been to but this one. Right? Pat Miller for the first time. And somebody else is here for the first time. Janetha, are you here for the first time? Except for the one I wasn't at. That one. Okay. Well, at the 35th, Ray Kay did that. Was the kind of head of the committee, and I got as I guess one of the performers or something. I got one of these great T-shirts. Anybody else get this T-shirt? Yes. Now some of them were black. I think most of them were black, but it had all of our class names on the back. All right, and well, they missed some. Lori, relax and have another drink. You were on there, and someone else matters. But it was great. Now, one little problem. I'm going to ask Kathy if she will point this out. Would you read the logo that's yes, you can, but they're prescriptions. So can you read the logo above the tiger? Okay, what's the first word? Careful. Look at it again. I-D-H-A-O. Idaho. Kathy says that person went to Bonneville. Now see, folks, this is why we have trouble here in Idaho, in other parts of the country, because they figure we can't spell. Let me tell you a little experience I had. Not long ago, I was in New York City. Big city. Anybody been there? Okay, something like 4 hands. Yeah. I was in New York City, and a lady of the night. Most of you I know what I'm talking about. Those living in Rigby, ask your neighbor. Anyway, this lady approached me, and in the course of talking with her, asked me where I was from, and of course I proudly said, Idaho. She snapped back at me, Idaho, Idaho. Sorry, Mr. Manning, you had to be here. Whoa. Sorry about that. Every now and then those mushrooms from the 60s kick in and I drift away a little bit. I'm going to tell you one more quick little story. The last time we were here, 2006, Stephanie and I, one of our favorite restaurants is Chili's. And so we found out that there's a Chili's right here in Idaho Falls, not very far from here, right? Right over here. And we were delighted. So we went in, of course, had something to eat. I thought the decor was a little different, but, you know, it was fine. Chili's, we had a wonderful meal. We walked outside, and across the street was another Chili's. Let me tell you, we were as confused as two hungry babies in a topless bar. Because we figured two Chili's right across from each other in a town the size of Idaho Falls, till we realized that we had just eaten at Applebee's. Maybe it was an age thing. Maybe not. Anyway, I did a couple of songs here I'd like to do for you. I hope this one will remind you of our times at